Good damn morning, boys and girls. Got us a monster truck this morning. A monster trucker, you know. And Derringer, hi Derringer. Got the whole squad out here with us this morning. Hi everyone. Derpy, come on now. What are we doing, buddy? It's a Chacom. A calabash shape, but it's not a calabash. Doesn't have a cooling chamber or anything in it, but super comfortable hanger. Super comfortable hanger. I don't smoke vent pipes very often. I've only got, I guess, kind of 3 real vent pipes. He's literally looking at himself on the computer screen. What are we doing, Derringer? I don't really know why. I'm a billiard guy. I like my billiards, Labatt's, especially. Nothing wrong with bent pipes. I mean, some of them I don't like. The heavier ones and kind of the further bent down, I don't know. I got a weird mouth. I don't clench things super well, so especially some of the heavier, more backward bent ones just don't hang well for me. But here's one I like. What are we doing, monster truck? What are we doing, buddy? Got her plumb full of Carter Hall this morning. Like I was saying yesterday, this is one of the pipes that I smoke when I want to just kind of sit and relax and actually enjoy myself. And it seemed like a fitting pipe for today's topic. Today's going to be kind of a part 2 from yesterday, actually. A little more coffee in me. What are we doing, monster trucker? You don't know. Man, I continue to be just overwhelmed and really blessed with how many of you watch and have been commenting and emailing and reaching out. It's amazing. Like it really fills my heart with joy. I said in my introduction video that I was here to find community. I'm not someone that likes filming myself. I don't really like being the center of attention. It felt risky to me for whatever reason. I'm not a dude that's afraid of much in life, but doing this, I was afraid of, believe it or not. I have been for years, actually. But I got tired of being lonely, and especially not having like anyone in my life to share pipes with, talk about pipes. It sucks when you have this like burning obsession, this passion about something, and no one to share it with. You kind of learn pretty quickly that obsession and passion don't mean shit when you don't have someone to share that with. So yeah, that was my biggest reason for doing this, was just I was hoping to find community. It was kind of one of those, well, you know what, I guess I'm just gonna have to put myself out there and see what the fuck happens. And just overwhelmed at the generosity, the camaraderie, kind of fraternity fraternal feeling with all you guys in the YTPC. It's just been really super awesome. I mean, I watch videos too. I kind of get it. I'm a viewer. I've been a lurker since the beginning of YouTube. But I genuinely appreciate the time that you guys spend with me, and you know, more than just entertainment value of watching some fucking idiot smoke a pipe. I hope that I bring some value to you guys, and I hope I'm able to brighten your day, give you a smile, make you think about pipes differently, something. I hope I bring some kind of value to the time that you end up spending here. I guess it's one of those like catch-22 things. You know, I have no ambitions or ideas or thoughts of like growing this channel or selling merch or making ad revenue like that. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I don't look at my metrics, my statistics, the analytics. I've been kind of watching the subscriber count just because it's fascinating to me, but as much as it's easy to say, you know, I'm not making content for anyone in particular. I'm not a slave to any master here. But on the other side of it, like I feel like I want to bring some value. I want to be useful and meaningful and have purpose and not just take from the YTPC anymore. I like to be able to inject something into it, and that's important to me. And I think a lot of us men are like that. It's not about feeling important necessarily, it's just about feeling like you have meaning and purpose, and that you bring value. You're carrying your own weight, so to speak. Lost monster truck. Can you ever go wrong with Carter Hall? Seriously. So thank you so much to everyone. Yeah, let's just stick with this journey and see where the fuck it goes. I love an adventure, and this feels like an adventure to me. My wife and I talk about that sort of stuff all the time, and to me, an adventure is starting a journey that you don't know the ending of. I believe that's kind of the purest definition of what an adventure is. If you know the path you're traveling, then it's not going to be much of an adventure. So this to me feels like a journey, an adventure, forming new relationships, meeting new people. I hope one of these days I'm able to make it to one of the bigger pipe shows. Seattle might have a pipe show, I don't know. I'm 2.5 hours north of Seattle. A half a mile that way. Half a mile that way is Canada. So that's how far north I am. I'm as northwest as you can get in the continental United States. 1 mile from the ocean, half mile from Canada. So now that I'm done thanking y'all and telling you how fucking awesome you are, I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a part 2 to yesterday. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about draw style and cadence, and how personal that is to everyone, how individual it is, and in my opinion, it's like ultimately one of the biggest reasons why a pipe is going to smoke good or bad. It's a user problem most of the time. I know most of us follow Chop. He's done some amazing videos over the years. I mean, that guy genuinely is the governor of the YTPC. Just, he has forgotten more about pipes than I'll ever know about pipes. It's amazing, and he's a real joy to watch, and we're honored to have him. His information is just unbelievable. He's who you should be watching, not my fucking dumbass. Go out and want your job. Don't really earning something. But he's done some great videos on like the true mechanics of how to smoke a pipe, like pipe college 101. I started smoking a pipe when I was a teenager, long before the internet, and I didn't have any pipe smokers around me. I've talked before, but the pipes that I had were like antique store, yard sale pipes, and then I had a couple pipes from my granddad. But I didn't see anyone smoke a pipe. I didn't watch anyone. I didn't get to like follow how they did it. You know, you see it in TVs and movies and shit. But I never had any instruction on how to smoke a pipe. And so it was just me and a bunch of my other dumbass high school rednecks in our big jacked up trucks, just trying to fucking figure life out. And part of that was smoking pipes. I've got some really good memories of that. Maybe one of these days I'll tell you some stories. But anyways, you know, for me it was Pat McManus articles in Outdoor Life, books at the library you could find on pipes. And I looked, like I went to the library to look for how to smoke a pipe type books. And lots of books on, you know, pipes around the world and history of pipes, but nothing on like what's a char light? How do you load a pipe correctly? How do you clean this sumbitch? Things like that. So I just did it. Like I just figured it out. Not well. And I think it's why I always had a pipe. I smoked pipes before cigars, but I smoked cigars in my like 20s and 30s. Primarily if I was going to smoke something, it'd be a cigar. And I had pipes and tobacco, but you know, I only smoked it a few times a year, probably. Half dozen, something like that. It's usually a cigar. I just felt more comfortable with cigars. I knew more about them. There was more of a culture and a community. You could walk into any good tobacco store and they knew something about cigars. Even today, I've never been in a tobacco store where they actually really knew something about their pipe tobacco, assuming they even have pipe tobacco. Fucking amazing. I wish I was someplace, you know, back east, down south, Kentucky, West Virginia, where you guys have like actual fucking generational knowledge on this stuff. Yeah, that'd be amazing. What a wealth of information. Anyways, so I never learned like about draw style and cadence and how that affects your smoking, and I thought you just did it, just do it, right? Kind of like riding a bike a little bit. And it really, what changed a lot of that actually was when I opened up my vape shop in 2013. In the vape industry, draw style and draw preference and cadence is the whole ball of wax. It's the reason why there's 800,000 different fucking tanks and coils and systems and batteries out there, because they learn pretty quickly that if given the option, especially like cigarette smokers, there's a whole bunch of different draw style and combination pairings out there. You know, with something like a cigarette, you just smoke it. It's engineered to just burn by itself. You just smoke it. Everyone basically smokes them the same, maybe a minute or two longer or shorter. But there wasn't any option to like, well, this is how I like to do it. But in the vaping world, and so I've learned in the piping world long before vaping, but in the vaping world, that was a really big deal. And so we really had to learn a lot about draw style, cadence, and then just the ritual of smoking, because that's such a huge component of this habit, is just the rituals that it entails. But how hard you draw in, whether you're using primarily your mouth or your lungs or your diaphragm, is your draw style, kind of what your preference is, and then just your cadence. How often do you do that? So different pipes, and by different pipes I mean different pipe shapes and different pipe mechanics, like the architecture of the pipe itself, how it's been drilled, where it's been drilled, all of that, have some sort of like ideal preferred cadence and draw style to them. That's why there's so many different shapes of pipes out there. And I think that the difference between like smoking a pipe and really mastering the art of smoking a pipe is intimately learning about draw style and cadence. You get an old boy from Kentucky, and he can take any pipe, and he can take any tobacco, and within the first minute of having it lit, he knows exactly how hard and how often to pull on that pipe to get the best flavor out of it for him. You kind of develop over time, and with experience, you kind of develop that. It's the same thing with like filling a pipe. There's lots of videos out there, and I'm not trying to fucking teach anyone how to do that. It's interesting though, because I've thought about it a lot, because you see videos about it pretty regularly, how to smoke a pipe, how to load a pipe, blah, blah, blah. I never really thought about it. Like, I never really thought about how I loaded a pipe. Just, you get a feel for it over the years. And you just load a pipe. And when I first started seeing videos on the right way to load a pipe, I had to stop and like think about how I did it and try the things that I had seen and been like, it feels weird. It's just not how I do it. So I think over time, we all just develop how we do things, how we load a pipe, what our draw style is, what our cadence is. You have some control over that, but it's really such a like subconscious thing, your draw style and your cadence, that it's hard to like change that. You kind of just have to figure out what yours is and learn how to make the best of it. I'm going to show you mine for a minute here. No. So I smoke kind of hot and fast. I like to feel it. I like to feel the smoke in my mouth. I like to have to chew on it a little bit. I like plumes of smoke. It's one of the reasons that I like English blends so much, Latakia, things with DFK and that stuff like that. You get a really nice, kind of heavy, chewy, thick smoke. I'm absolutely not one of those guys that sip on a pipe and like try to smoke it as cool as possible. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the way that I do it. Different ways to skin a cat. In Europe, they have those competitions on like pipe smoking competitions. A bunch of good old boys sit down with equal amounts of tobacco, and the goal is to see who can make it last the longest on a single light. And it's fucking insane. Hours those boys can keep a pipe lit. If I'm really getting after tobacco, I don't know that I own a pipe that would last me longer than half an hour. Even this big bitch, if I'm really smoking it hard. Like, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for big, bold flavors and big, bold clouds. I'm like a fucking walking weather machine. Same way with vaping too. I used to have a friend, one of the only guys I knew that smoked a pipe. And I say that I smoke kind of hot and heavy. Fucking nothing compared to this guy. Absolutely nothing. It was nuts to watch him smoke a pipe. A bowl this size, he could go through in 10 minutes. He was one of those people that would like exhale through his nose while he was inhaling at the same time and just steamroll a fucking pipe. Something I'm going to talk about here at the end of the video for a couple minutes, but he ruined pipes, literally ruined pipes in just a matter of months. He was pretty bad with his maintenance. Just didn't do it. Wasn't important to him, and the cake would just build up until it pinched off the bowl and the airflow like completely. Just straight up had to throw pipes away. I mean, they could have been professionally restored, but it was really crazy to watch him smoke a pipe. That's how he liked to smoke a pipe. That's how he wanted to do it. I tried to talk to him about cadence and draw style, and hey man, maybe if you slow down a little bit. Didn't matter. That's how he wanted to do it, so that's how he fucking did it. But I don't smoke a pipe for like nice, cool flavors and subtle, hidden notes. I mean, yeah, maybe occasionally a little bit, but that's not my kind of typical draw style and cadence. I've got a huge lung capacity. I take deep breaths just naturally. I just like the feel of smoke in my mouth. Because now I tend to get a little wet pipe every so often. Well, not every so often, kind of regularly. When you smoke hot and fast like that, you'll produce a lot of condensation in your pipe. Tobacco doesn't have enough time to really dry out under your ember because I'm just sucking through it pretty quickly. So because of my particular asshole way of smoking a pipe, I've had to really learn and think about my draw style and my cadence. And Mutton Chop years ago had a video on this and how to do the little exhale blowouts, the little in your pipe. Like that, to help get moisture out when you have gurgles and bubbles. And over the years, I've really learned how to kind of master that. And it makes a hell of a difference. Like, a bunch of my pipes will gurgle on me. It's my fault most of the time. But I know how to take care of it. I know how to clear it myself. I don't have to, it's not the end of the game for me. And to me, that's when you start leaning towards the art of smoking a pipe. The dog you hear crying let himself in, and now he can't open up the door to come back out here, so he's standing there crying. I love dogs. Like, I'm a crazy dog person. They're assholes. So I'm going to say something here. Probably going to piss off some of you boys. Just remember, it's not a personal attack. I don't hate you as a human being. No one's going to take away your birthday. If you're one of those guys that sits there with a container of pipe cleaners, and every time you have a gurgle, you run a fucking pipe cleaner down your stem, you're doing it wrong. You need to fucking quit. Learn how to smoke pipe. Listen, I get it. There is a bunch of guys that have a lot more years on the end of a pipe than I do. Just here in the YTPC, and they regularly. I'm sorry, that we're at one of those places in the pipe world where I genuinely believe there's a right way and a wrong way, and I don't think that that's the right way. I think an old codger from 1892 would straight up backhand you and take your pipe smoking card away from you. You need to work on your cadence. You need to work on your draw. You need to understand how the moisture in your tobacco is going to affect whether or not you get a wet pipe. But running 5 pipe cleaners through a pipe just to get a bowl through, it's lazy and wasteful. Again, I don't hate any of you. I don't think that I'm the fucking cat's meow when it comes to pipes, but come on. You know that's not the right way. Let's learn the art of pipe smoking. See, it's gurgling right now. I don't know if you can hear that. Change up my draw, a little less pressure, a little longer draw, dries it out, quick little puff at the end. We're back to the races. Firing on all cylinders now, boys. So that's kind of my part 2 of draw style and cadence. You need to understand that at a very, like the fundamentals of physics, how you draw and how often you draw is going to have one of the biggest impacts on how you taste flavors, how your pipe smokes, and what type of experience you have. You are the master of this domain, and you get to decide what type of experience you have through your draw style and your cadence. Whether you learn how to just what your style, your preference is, and how to kind of shape your pipe hobby to that, or you decide that you want to change your draw style and your cadence, and you want to become a little more masterful about this, a little more artful about this. I think you should. It's good for you. But again, I'm just a dumb fucking redneck, and why listen to me? You know, as much as I'm really here for community, and I am, I also love to inspire people. I'm not really a people person per se, and at no point, like growing up or in my life, did I ever want to be a teacher, thought myself capable of being a teacher. I have kind of way too much imposter syndrome for that. But in my life, I ended up becoming a pretty respectable firearms instructor, defensive tactics instructor. I kind of taught people how to be dangerous human beings, and I really learned. I also taught first aid, I guess CPR. I learned that I found a lot of personal joy and satisfaction in teaching, and a big part of that for me is just inspiring. I don't know if it's so much teaching, do it this way, just this way, follow me, listen to what I'm fucking telling you. I mean, that's part of it, but a lot of it for me, and where I get my actual joy, true joy in my heart, is just inspiring people, just inspiring them to look at the world differently, question their worldviews. I really like doing that. I like challenging people, which I think challenging and inspiring are kind of the same thing in my book. If you're challenged, you're probably going to be inspired to find a new path. So, I don't hate you. I love all y'all. You're my brothers and sisters of the briar. But if you're sitting there right now with your container of pipe cleaners, I hope I've inspired you to try a different way. And lastly, I've had a lot of kind of newer smokers, I guess. Young guys, old guys, guys my age. I'm 46, by the way. But I've had a bunch of people reach out and just thank me for my videos and say how much they've learned from me, which I wasn't trying to necessarily teach per se. I guess maybe a little bit, accidentally or on purpose. I guess I can't help but teach. I know I can't shut the fuck up. My wife will tell you that for sure. By the way, my wife's at work. I don't have to be in the garage, I just am. I like it out here. So honey, if you're watching, I did the right thing today. So I just wanted to give a couple tips. That was my wife right there. Just want to give a couple tips to newer smokers, or I guess anyone. It's not advice, really. It's more just kind of tips. First things first, learn good pipe maintenance and etiquette. If you take care of your pipes, if you take care of your tobacco, it will literally last longer than your lifetime. You can pass down your cellar if you have good maintenance, good etiquette, good hygiene, all of that stuff. If you learn how to take care of your pipes correctly, if you keep them clean, nice, not caked up, keep your tobacco correctly, it will literally outlast you. That's cool. Second thing, second piece of advice, find community. And maybe that's a dumb thing for me to have to tell you because you're obviously doing that or you wouldn't be a half an hour into watching me. But yeah, like find community, find other people. This is, you know, if you're just someone that's like, whatever, I smoke a pipe every so often, I don't give a shit then, whatever, do your thing, man. But a lot of us, and if you're a half an hour into this video, you probably got some passion for pipes. Passion and obsession means nothing if you don't have people to share that with. So find community, whether it's here, online, whether it's a local pipe thing. Even if you're nervous about crowds and going and hanging out with new people, do it, man. I wish I could. I really, really wish I could. I'm not a people person, and there's all kinds of stories I could talk to you about that maybe someday, but I wish that I had the opportunity to sit around with a bunch of guys and smoke pipes and bullshit about tobacco, because it's one of my true passions in life. So my second piece of advice, find community. My last piece of advice, understand that not every pipe and every tobacco is going to be your thing. That's totally okay. It doesn't make them a bad blender, doesn't make that a shitty pipe manufacturer. There's a billion ways to put all of this stuff together, different pipes, different combinations, different people smoking that. So try try as much as possible, as many different pipes, as many different tobaccos. I mean, don't be irresponsible or unreasonable about it, but if you try tobacco you don't like it, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, don't smoke something you don't like. Life's too short to smoke bad tobacco, I guess is how I would kind of sum it up. So just keep looking till you find the shit that is exactly what you fucking want in life, because it's out there in the pipe world, I'm telling you. All right, boys and girls. Well, now I better call my wife back or I'm going to get in trouble. So, I think this video is probably long enough already. Where are we at? 35 minutes? Fuck yeah, there we go. So for what it's worth, those are my kind of thoughts today. Got a neck MRI, this evening. Getting ready to have probably a fusion. That's what the MRI's for. Figure out what type of surgery they're going to do, some kind of surgery on my neck. So I'm sure I'll let you guys know how all of that goes. But other than that, daughter's got wrestling meet tonight and I'm going to miss. Wife's going to go to that while I go have it crazy. They're doing my MRI at 5:30 tonight just when they schedule me. So whatever. But I hope everyone's having a great week. Weekend's already almost here. Who knows, you might see me again this week. So yeah, as always, chin up, cheers, and happy piping, boys and girls.